Hello everyone and welcome to this eCognition Deconstructed video. Today we're gonna have a look at the delete layer algorithm. What does it do? It deletes layers from your project, so you can delete image layers, which includes actually point clouds, and you can delete thematic layers. And just to be crystal clear here, you do not delete data from your hard drive, right? If you have temporary layers in the project, they're gonna vanish, but they only exist in memory, right? And if you use this algorithm and delete an input layer, it only removes it from the project, but not from your hard drive. And you can delete single layers, or for example, what I'm going to show you is that you can delete all temporary layers from your project. Keep in mind that one image must be kept in the map, so you cannot delete all of them. You need to have one layer in your map. And usually actually this algorithm is used together with this create temporary image layer. So if you use layer arithmetics or the index layer calculation or whatever, if you create temporary layers, then you can easily remove them with this algorithm after you have finished processing and if you don't need them anymore, right? To keep your project clean. How does it look like in eCognition? I prepared a project for you. So we have some input layers and this section here in the rule set create temp layers. Simply gonna execute this. It's creating temporary image layers, temporary vector layers, and also a temporary point cloud. I'm using index layer calculation here to create index layers, vectors. Let's have a look at the vectors. Here they are. So we have a vegetation and water, right. And yeah, the point cloud also created a temporary point cloud here in eCognition, and the color range is blue to red, and this is based on the NDVI value, right? Let's have a look at this in 3D. So here we go. That's the NDVI displayed in 3D, only in the vegetation vector. Right? Okay, let's assume you use those layers for processing and now you don't need them anymore. You can use this delete layer algorithm. Pretty simple. Define the layer type, image or thematic. Let's first go for image layer. You can choose a single layer or this setting here, which I find fairly convenient, all temporary image layers. Let's use this one, and unassign alias only. This is by default set to no, and I recommend leaving that setting at no, because this is more or less an advanced setting. You can mess up your project and your aliases easily. I'm going to show you quickly an example afterwards how you could use it, but leave it at no, and only if you really know what you're doing, change it to yes. Okay, what happens if I execute this one? You're gonna see that all the temporary layers in the view settings vanish. What about the vector layers? It's the same algorithm, almost same settings, but I'm changing here the layer type to thematic. All temporary thematic layers execute. There we go. So easy, straightforward, and really helpful. And I always try to delete the layers that I temporarily create and use for my analysis if I don't need them anymore. You also can delete single layers. Let's go for the also input layers. Let's go for layer 2. Why not? Execute, and it's gonna vanish from the project. Yeah, also for thematic, you can delete a single one. All right. And now let's have a look at this setting here, unassign alias only. If you set this to yes, it's gonna unassign the alias only and it won't remove the file from the project. The only use case that I came up with for this one is that it can happen that you have two layer aliases assigned to the same input layer, right? That can happen. And I actually created this here in the project, this layer 0. That's somehow strange. So I had layer 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. And you can check actually the aliases and the assignments in this using this tool here, process edit aliases and image layer, thematic or attribute table columns. And we're gonna go for the image layer alias because these are image layers. And here you see the aliases on the left-hand side and the respective layers on the right-hand side. And what I actually notice is here, if I look at layer 0 and layer 5, they are both assigned to the same input layer. So it's a 5th band of the subset here, Landsat 8 subset, and layer 5 as well. And actually this layer 0 is somehow an alias that is not what I want. I don't know how it got there, and I want to remove it. But I don't want to remove the layer. And you also see that layer 5 doesn't pop up here in the image layers because it only displays one. So if you have multiple layer aliases assigned to the same layer, it's only gonna display one in the image layer. So that could be confusing. In my case, I think it's confusing. I don't want to have layer 0 in there. I want to remove this alias. And you simply can do it here, right? Which one was it? This one. Layer type image, and I want to remove or unassign this alias only. Layer 0, unassign alias only, yes. And then you see it changed from layer 0 to layer 5 because layer 5 was assigned to exactly the same input layer. And if I go here, you see that layer 0 has this layer removed here. So it has not a layer assigned, so it's empty. And that's a use case for this unassigned alias only set to yes, but I highly recommend leaving it at no, otherwise you could mess up your projects. And again, this is a nice tool to remove your temporary layers. If you don't need them anymore, simply use this algorithm, delete them from the project to have a clean project, and enjoy using it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.